Sai Ram, my dear students. In the previous class, we discussed the impact of British rule. In that, particularly, we discussed military system, police system, etc. Today, we are going to see another very important part of their rule, that is their land tax policies. You know, their main motto is earn money from colony states. India was one such colony. So they revised the land tax structure of India. How did they restructure? Formerly, you know that there was Mansabdar system was there during the period of Mughal, and each small and tiny tot kingdoms had their own system of tax structure. But British intervened and restructured the land tax policies of India. Dear students, today we are going to see land tax policies. Land tax policy. What was the main motto? What was the main motto? The main motto, let's go and see. The East India Company had to pay the 4 lakh pounds of money to the British government. Here, East India Company is not a government. East India Company is a company. It's a company. As per the agreement between East India Company and British Parliament, East India Company had to pay 4 lakh pounds to the British government for its control over Bengal province. On behalf of British government, they were looking after the government of Bengal. Just imagine, East India Company is a company, it is a trading company. It was looking after Bengal province on behalf of government. For that, they had to pay the amount. How much? 4 lakh pounds. Actually, it was a huge amount on the part of East India Company. In order to fulfill this commitment, the company had to stabilize its financial interest in a secure manner. See, simultaneously they were indulged in trade. The profit from the trade was huge. Suppose if the transaction or the transacted amount through the trade they diverted to British government, their balance become nil. The balance became nil. Because of that only they intervened in the land tax policies of our country. Hence it implemented many land tax policies. Today one of the tax policies, it is none other than permanent zamindari system. Today we are going to see permanent zamindari system. It is one of the system. Basically, mainly they introduced 3 types of land structures and land tax policies. One such policy was permanent zamindari system. Who introduced this? Lord Cornwallis implemented a new land tax policies. Lord Cornwallis. He introduced this permanent zamindari system. Where did he introduce? He introduced this in Bengal during 1793. In order to generate steady revenue annually. Their money, what they have earned from the trade, that should not go to British government. They have to generate extra income to pay that money. So they implemented permanent zamindari system to generate, means in order to generate steady, a guaranteed amount here, steady revenue annually. This was called permanent zamindari system. Dear students, note down the questions. Simple questions. Who introduced it or who implemented permanent zamindari system? Where did the permanent zamindari system introduced at first? Second question. When was permanent zamindari system introduced? Why was permanent zamindari system introduced? Fourth question. Answer is very, very simple. And what is zamindari system? Zamindari system means Lord Cornwallis implemented a new land tax policy in Bengal during 1793 in order to generate steady revenue annually. This is called, or this was called, zamindari system. Under this system, zamindari became the landowner. What is this? See, in the permanent zamindari system, a hasty decision was taken by, actually it was death bell on the part of the Indian farmers. How? See, what they have earned from the crop or the cultivation, the most of the money was diverted to British government only. There means it was going to British treasury. Because of that only we can say that it was a death bell. Under this system, zamindari became the landowner. In the permanent zamindari, see, under this system, zamindar became the landowner. See, imagine there is a village called Rangapura. See, I'll give an example. Rangapura. In Rangapura, there are farmers like A, B, C, D. Farmers like A, B, and actually they are the owners of the land. See, British felt it was difficult to collect the taxes directly from the farmers A, B, C, D. So they appointed a zamindar. The zamindar had to auction the amount of tax what he has to pay. See, they appointed a zamindar. All the land ownership of A, B, C, D went to zamindar. Went to him. Who is the zamindar? See, he is the zamindar. The ownership of the A went to zamindar. Ownership of B went to zamindar. C went to zamindar. D went to zamindar. The zamindar was expected to pay the agreed land tax to the company on a set date every year. See, there may be a lot of bidders. There may be a lot of bidders who promised the British government that he would pay more money. He would be chosen as the zamindar. You might have heard that bidding, the similar way, bidding, auctioning, in the similar way, zamindar system. He became the zamindar. Zamindar was expected to pay the agreed amount, agreed land tax to the company on a set date every year. He was free to collect any amount of money. See, whether there may be drought, famine, or huge rainfall, whatever it, he could not consider that. He used to collect the taxes ruthlessly, mercilessly, and pay it to the British. Pay it to the British. British means here British East India Company. See how now there is no matter of collecting directly from A, collecting directly from B, C, D. Who will do that? That will be done by zamindar. There, you know that through this image you can, through this picture you can feel that he becomes bigger. He means representing the British East India Company, and he was free to collect any amount of the land taxes from these poor farmers, and he could retain the excess money what he collected. This is the permanent zamindari system. Here we can see some results of permanent zamindari system. See, this benefited the zamindar more. See, there is no condition, there was no condition. See, he had to pay the fixed amount of money only. He had to pay fixed amount of money only. The excess amount could be retained. What he collected, the excess amount, that can be retained with himself only. He becomes richer and richer. The zamindari become richer and richer. If the zamindar was unable to collect the land taxes due to the floods, famine, and pay the company, see, there is no mercy for even the zamindar also. If there was flood or famine, there is no consideration. There is no such consideration. There is no exceptions. The ownership of the land was taken away in such a cases. Who is the owner of the land in the permanent zamindari system? In the permanent zamindari system, zamindar is the owner. Who? Zamindar is the owner. Not A or B or C or D. Understood? He is the owner. And land tax due to floods, see, if he was unable to collect the land taxes during the famine, drought, floods, and to pay, he should pay the tax. He should means zamindar had to pay the taxes to the British. In case of such tendency, means in case he was not able to pay the money to the British, the ownership of zamindar will be confiscated. Ownership of the land taken away by the company. Both zamindar and the company were benefited by this system. But the farmers were the grave sufferers. Who are the grave sufferers? These farmers. These farmers are the grave sufferers. Who are the beneficiaries? Zamindar and British. And the system, this system created a new social group that aided the British. See, in the previous class we discussed military system. In the military system, they appointed Indian Jawans to their military. They are working in favor of British only. In the police system, they created police. The lowest officers were, most of the lower grade officers were Indians. They are working for British. See, now another group of class was created which was helping to the British. That is none other than zamindars. See, this system created a new social group that aided, that helped the British. The farmers, the farming laborers suffered due to the irregular working opportunities in the farming lands. They were exploited. The farmers were exploited and had to lead a life of insecurity. These are all the results of permanent zamindari system. Another question. What were the results of zamindari system? Or what were the effects of zamindari system? If the see, this benefited the zamindaris more. If the zamindar was unable to collect the land taxes due to the floods, famine, and pay the company, the ownership of the land was taken away by the company. Both zamindar and the company were benefited by the system, but the farmers were the grave sufferers. This system created a new social group which was helping the British. The farming laborers suffered due to the irregular working opportunities in the farming lands. They were exploited and had to lead a life of insecurities. This permanent zamindari system was extended to Bihar, then Orissa or Odisha, and then Andhra Pradesh, and Varanasi, where this was extended to Bihar, Odisha and Andhra, Varanasi regions later. Here, one thing, where funny matter is not funny, it is very serious. According to Charles Metcalfe, what does he say? And what did he say? Charles Metcalfe says, Indian farmers born in debt, lived in debt, and died in debt due to the land tax policies of the British. See, Metcalfe. What does he say? Charles Metcalfe says, Indian farmers were born in debt. Debt means loan, huge loan. Lived in debt and died in debt to the land tax policies of the British. You can imagine how cruel was the land tax policies of the British. See, in somewhere they had to pay, even if it is the dry land, they had to pay 50% of the production as tax. If the land is fertile, they had to pay 60% of the production. Just imagine how cruel they are. How cruel. Such a cruel tax system was enforced and implemented by the British. The sole responsible for the permanent zamindari system, it was none other than Lord Cornwallis. He was the person responsible for such crooked policy. Who? Lord Cornwallis. You know that he introduced that policy in 1793. Just imagine how much pain, grief our farmers had experienced in those days. Just imagine. They are really great. They were really great. Dear students, a crooked tax policy, land tax policy introduced by British. That is Mahalwari system. Now we are going to see Mahalwari system. What does it mean? Mahalwari or Mahal? Mahalwari. Here, Mahalwari means in the word itself. There you can see Mahal. What does it mean? Here, it is a new system. Already we discussed it. Permanent zamindari system. Here the company government entered an agreement at the level of Mahals. Mahals means taluk, with regard to payment of land tax in Uttar Pradesh, in many parts of Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Delhi. This is known as Mahalwari system. The East India Company made an agreement with regard to payment of land taxes in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Punjab, Delhi. Here Mahal means what? Already pronounced it, that is Taluk. Mahal means Taluk. It was introduced by R.M. Baird and James Thomson. It was implemented by R.M. Baird and James Thomson. Where did they introduce it? Where did they introduce this? They introduced this at UP, Madhya Pradesh and Punjab and Delhi. Here, in the permanent zamindari system, zamindar was the owner of the land. He had to pay the tax. In this system, the big and small zamindars were part of this system. Since the company officials fixed more land tax than the expected production from the fields, and many zamindars had to lose their ownership of the lands. The marginal farmers, means poor farmers and agricultural laborers who were dependent on the zamindars also suffered due to this Mahalwari system. This is all about Mahalwari system. Once again, we can recapitulate what is Mahal means. Mahal means taluk. Who implemented this? R.M. Baird and James Thompson. R.M. Baird and James Thompson implemented this system. Where did they implement this? They implemented this in UP, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Delhi. Then, who are the part of this system? Here, big and small zamindars were the part of this system. Since the company officials fixed more land tax than the expected production from the fields, many zamindars had to lose their ownership of the lands. See, in the permanent zamindari system, the zamindar was fixing the tax. Here, the British officials, the head of Mahal was fixing the tax. So both small zamindars and the marginal farmers and even the farm laborers suffered gravely, suffered severely. This is all about Mahalwari system, my dear children. I hope we discussed two land tax systems. That one is permanent zamindari system, second one is Mahalwari system. I hope you will study and go through the video and go through the textbook also. And in between I asked so many questions, a lot of questions I asked. Please note down them in your notebook and try to answer. You don't waste your time that you are thinking that now there is no Vidyagama, you can indulge in some other work. You don't do so. I hope you learn better and better. Sai Ram.